It is so cold and I hate the cold because I want to dress cute and look nice, but it's freezing, so I want to be comfy and warm. This means I mostly wear sweatpants and a hoodie like every day, but then I feel bad because I definitely have a look good, feel good mentality. So I needed to make winter clothes that kept me warm and comfy, but were also cute enough so that I don't look and feel like a mess. Lucky for me, I can sew my own clothes and make sure that I get exactly what I'm looking for in winter clothing because I can just make it exactly how I want. So I'm actually starting out here with making a tank top, which yes, I know that's more of a summer top, but I wear these all the time, any time of year, because I like wearing them under cardigans, flannels, or sweaters as a classic base that you can wear with literally anything. And spoiler alert, even though I've been making my own clothes for years and I'm now professionally working in sewing, I still make mistakes all the time. And I made a mistake in making this top that I had to seam rip. But you know what? I've learned that seam ripping is actually worth it because why throw away all your hard work just because of one mistake when you can fix it and save it? And if you haven't noticed by now, I am making this tank top fully reversible with one side being black and one side being brown because those are just great basic colors that you can wear with most things. And I wear tank tops literally all the time, so I thought why not get two tank tops out of one because I was going to double line it anyways, so might as well make it reversible. I wanted all the seams to be fully inside the top, but unfortunately I had to have one visible seam at the bottom where you can see some stitching. So I folded both sides of the top so that the raw edges were inside the top and pinned the two sides together to at least hide the seam inside. And this way I could sew a zigzag stitch for the bottom hem and keep the stretch with the zigzag stitch. I made sure to use different colors for the needle thread and bobbin thread to make sure that my threads matched each side of the top so that it looks seamless and professional. If you want a full tutorial on how I made this top, please let me know in the comments and I can show it in more detail. Here is how the top turned out, and I am so obsessed with it. I wear it literally all the time. I wear it with different cardigans. I like to wear it with flannels and under sweaters, and I love that it's double-sided so I can wear it different ways and get more use out of it. Now I wanted to make a fancier top that I can wear out for dinner or wherever I need more than just a basic top. I've been obsessed with off the shoulder tops recently, especially the ones with the extra little part on top. Honestly, I don't know what it's really called, but you'll get what I mean. I wanted to challenge myself to make something a bit different and see how I can construct it to be professionally finished because I want my clothes to look not handmade, even though they are. One of my downfalls when I sew is that I never try stuff on before I finish it. I just fully finish it, and I've been trying to try things on before, so I tried on the sleeve at least because I wanted to make sure that fits. If I can give any beginner sewists a tip though, it's to always try things on when you get to a point where you can, so that if you're making mistakes and things aren't fitting, you realize it earlier on and you're not wasting all your time making a finished product that just will not fit. Also, everything I've been making is double lined because I just feel like it fits so much better, it's more flattering, and I just feel way more comfortable and secure in the top. I wanted the part that goes over your shoulders to be scrunched at the sides because I really like the look of it. So I cut up some elastic that was the size that I wanted the scrunch to end up, but I probably chose the wrong elastic. This is silicone elastic, and I probably should have used a thicker elastic because no matter what I was trying, it just would not work. So after a couple attempts with this, I ended up just pinning together the seams. I tried to get them lined up as evenly as I could for the top and bottom of this so that I could sew a straight stitch without back stitching down the side seams, and then I could pull it to ruche it together, which isn't ideal. I wanted it to be able to stretch if it needed to, but one skill I've definitely learned from sewing my own clothes is problem solving, and that you need to sometimes pivot and do something that isn't as planned to get the result that you want. I still think that it turned out really nice and it looked really good, even though I didn't add elastic to the scrunch, and After wearing it, I feel like it doesn't really need the elastic, so it wasn't a big deal. I now was evenly marking on the sleeves where I was going to attach it to the shirt, and I am not very happy with the way I attached the sleeves to the top. I would have definitely made the pattern differently in the future, but that's, something that you learn once you get into pattern making, is that usually it's not going to be perfect and exactly how you want it the first time around. So that's why it's so important to test your patterns out before making it the final time. Now I'm pinning the outer part that goes over the shoulder, and I still don't know what it's called, to the inside of the top, which seems like the opposite of what you would want to do, but I wanted the seam to be hidden underneath when I fold this part over and in front of the shirt, so this is how I had to do it to get that to work. It would have been a lot easier to attach this top part and the sleeves and the top itself all together if I had made the pattern in a different way, which I would definitely do the next time, but hey, making patterns is a lot of trial and error, so you just gotta figure it out. I always have to remind myself to not cut off the serge or tail so that I can pull it through the serge seam to finish it at the end. Hey, the top looks done, right? Wrong. Now I gotta do the dreaded sleeve hem at the wrist, which is not fun at all because it is such a small circle, so I usually try to evenly pin it first, and at this point I didn't have my cover stitch machine yet, so I had to use a double needle on my regular machine, which works, but the little part that opens to see the bobbin on my machine is broken, so it won't freaking stay shut. So this was probably the worst step for me overall, but I don't know why I even took that part off because the sleeve won't fit around the machine, so I had to do it all flat anyways. I could have just left the other part on so it wouldn't open itself. And now, after all that hard work, we're finally done the top, and isn't she beautiful? Let me know if you want a tutorial on this top with an updated pattern. Okay, this next top I decided to make is a boat neck long sleeve, which I became so obsessed with wearing, so I had to make a second one after. I love how classy a boat neck neckline looks. I feel like it's so simple, but it just elevates your looks. Plus, since it didn't have an open back, it's very warm and comfy for winter. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love an open back top, but my pet peeve in the winter is when you go out for dinner or something, and when you have to put on your coat and you just feel the cold lining of your coat against your bare back in the winter. I absolutely hate it. I mean, I guess if you have a fluffy coat or something, you're fine, but I have this nice coat with lining I love, but man, I would hate that on my bare back. Anyways, I made this top out of a bamboo jersey fabric that is so soft and comfy, but I found it a little less secure compared to the black jersey that I used for the second top. This was a bit of an issue for me because although I love the top and I'm still gonna wear it, and I made it double lined for more security, it still wasn't ideal to wear without a bra, and I don't like bras. It was made very apparent that I couldn't wear this without a bra when I wore this top in a YouTube short and got a bunch of gross men commenting on it, and thanks a lot, now I feel insecure wearing the top and I hate men. But hey, it's still a great top and I still love it and wear it. I definitely improved on things when making it the second time in the black fabric, but I still love how this top turned out. So for this top, I finally got my cover stitch machine so I could use that to hem things, which is a lot better, and I hemmed the bottom of the top, but I actually found a way to avoid this hem and make it more seamless the second time I made the top. I found I didn't love the cover stitch hem with the 2 layers of fabric at the bottom, but it ended up a bit twisted in places, and that's my own fault, but I hemmed the sleeves too, which is a bit easier because they're single layered, but still had to hem those evil sleeves. Now I have the cutest new long sleeve that I can wear every day casually or dress it up for a night out, and I'm just so obsessed with this neckline. It is so beautiful. And here's the one I made in black after, which I'm even more in love with. If you want a sewing tutorial for this top, please let me know because I would not be mad if I had to make it in a different color. Okay, I literally live in sweatpants, but unfortunately, then I look like a mess all the time, so I needed some pants that are comfy like sweatpants, but look slightly more intentional and cute. I decided to use my Maia pants pattern, which I've used for lighter fabrics like linen, for a more summery look, but the pants are so comfy and versatile, so I knew that the pattern would work perfectly for these loungewear pants as well. I got this super nice waffle fabric in Toronto from Affordable Fabrics, and I knew I had to make a loungewear set when I first saw it. So in this video, I'm just gonna make the pants because at this point, I couldn't make any more clothes for myself. Yes, there is a limit, and I did hit it. I also lost like half the footage of me making these pants because I made them over a 2-month period, so if you're trying to follow along with this, just don't, and I'm sorry, but I have a tutorial on the pants anyways, so you can watch that. Something I changed from the original pattern was adding waist ties so that I can tie the pants tight. Because this fabric is so heavy, I don't want to get pantsed by my own pants. So I added buttonholes for the waist ties, and I also had to sew a channel for the elastic instead of sewing the elastic into the fabric. Because this fabric was so thick, I had to try to limit the number of layers that I had to sew through so that my machine does not combust. One of the reasons in my Maya pants pattern I sewed the elastic into the waistband is because I hate threading the elastic through the channel after. I just find it so tedious and not my favorite thing to do. So that's why I skipped it in my original pattern, but I had to do it in this one because it would have been too many layers of fabric to sew through. Here I'm just stringing through the waist ties through the waistband, and I always sew down my waist ties at the back of any pants or shorts so that they don't come out, because that's literally one of the worst things in the world. Like, everybody hates that. It's so tough to get it back in, so you might as well just sew it down while you're making them to prevent that. No, I'm just admiring myself in the mirror. No, I'm actually trying on the pants because what the hell are those waist ties? They're way too long. So I had to do a little practice tie to see how long I'd actually want them to be. And then after that, I cut off even more because I still thought that they were too long. I also had to figure out in the mirror how long I wanted the pants to be so that I don't trip up the stairs, and I marked the spot that I thought they would be a good length at because I don't want them too long. Then I gotta set them down and decide how much fabric that I need for a hem, and I ended up cutting off a lot of extra fabric, and I had to mirror it on the other side because luckily my legs are the same length. Normally, I would do a doubled roll hem, but there was too much fabric for this, so I serged the raw edge and then folded it up once to do the hem. And of course, I'm extra, so I had to measure my hem around the entire bottom of the leg so that they're even all the way around. Here are my new cute and comfy loungewear pants that make me feel way better than when I'm wearing sweatpants. Please let me know if you made it this far, what item of clothing is your favorite, and let me know if you want any tutorials for stuff that I made. Thanks, bye!